Hey guys, welcome back to Deepak's Daily Reading. I'm going to be talking about, again, Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy. So, again, a massively insightful chapter with some really key takeaways. So, this chapter focuses upon one of, I think, Newton's laws that whenever there's any force that's exerted, there's an equal and opposite force that's exerted upon it. And therefore, the way for you to aggressively move in one direction like a knife through butter is to cut as many points of resistance as possible. So again, thinking about how your environment shapes you, there's literally so many things that I should change with my environment in my flat that's around me. So what this chapter was excellent for was looking at practicalities of issues with my environment in general. So I'm going to run through just ultimately, and it makes sense, doesn't it, that the less resistance and the less cognitive overload that you have, the more effective you can be. So with that in mind, there's a couple of things that I've begun doing to help shape my environment, and there's things that I want to continue doing. So the first thing is that I've restarted my 6 a.m. accountability calls with Saurabh, who's our lead generation director at Pearl Lemon. So today was the first time in a while where I was actually up at 4:30. I have already written my 3 newsletters for the day, and I, although woke up at 4:30, was tired and fell asleep again, or went to sleep again at around 5 or 5:10. By that time I'd read 20 minutes of my audiobook, and then I woke up again at 5:45 and continued reading, went out and got a coffee and came back. So I've now since moved the meeting to 5:30 a.m. but it just really creates that level of accountability within me because I'm reshaping my environment, and part of that is my software environment, because my calendar now has a 5:30 a.m. meeting with Saurabh. So I'm going to continue down that road. So that's just one example. Another example is that I have a lot of clothes in my cupboard which cause stress to me because I don't have enough space. So I'm going to go through a removal process and take many of them to my parents' place. The next thing is that literally where I sit down at my desk at my flat in Fulham, I'm going to show you pictures of some of these things, by the way. There's a shelf, and there's a lot of just stuff I don't need on that shelf, so I'm going to clear that shelf where I work. Got a table which always ends up having stuff on it. I'm going to keep the table 100% clear. I've got a shaker for the catering business that I should have returned, I never returned, but I'm going to take it to storage. I've got a suitcase filled with electronics that I've always kept here, but I don't ever use it, so I'm going to take it to my parents. So it's quite incredible the amount of small things that add up when you look at it that create clutter, in my instance, that definitely cause cognitive overload, and every little thing, the compound effect of it is that it gets in the way of my success. So there's yet more stuff that I see as I look around. I'm going to share with you some pictures, and you'll get a real sense of the things that I need to do to improve my environment. And what happens is that people don't end up doing this because of the burden of upfront work that's needed to get this done. But if you're able to get beyond that, you can truly create a better work environment as well as create more success in your life.